Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jenny. Thank you once again for clicking on this video. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're keeping safe, guys. Keep safe. COVID is still there, although we kind of it's not something we really look at. Anyway, so I'm not here to talk about COVID. I'm here to talk about something that is very key and very profound. I was thinking, I'm like, how do we stay relevant in the current situation, in the current state that we are in? How do we stay relevant in our communities, in our workplaces, in our, in our circles of friends? How do we stay relevant? And then as watching these, I do watch a lot of motivation videos, of course, because that's what I do on my channel. But then also I learned so much from them. So I follow so many of these people because I learned so much. And they were interviewing, I think he's called Ed something, forgotten his name. And he said in the video, in that interview, he said that knowledge isn't power, it's potential power. Knowledge is only power if it's applied. And he said that's why he keeps on learning. He keeps on learning because he knows he doesn't know everything. And I was like, wow, actually, it's true. It is very true. Sometimes, because we've gone through school, you finish school, you're working, and you think, I've finished, I've arrived. But how can you keep up and continue to stay relevant in society that is constantly changing? In society that is constantly bombarding us with so much information. There's a lot. Actually, I want to really thank God that right now, in the era that we are living in, we have so much information that is at our disposal. Because, there's a lot of information online. Anything that you want is online, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that so powerful? And if we don't utilize the resources that we have been given to stay relevant, let me tell you, you can get out of school. I remember my first experience when I was out of uni and my first job. And actually, I think they really hired me because I was confident. In the sense of I was confident in that interview. But guys, I was terrible. I knew theory, but I had no practical bit. There was no work experience. So I was just there. 23-year-old Jenny, ready to juggle life, right? And so I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? This guy, what he's talking about is actually right. Knowledge isn't power, it's potential power. You can be knowledgeful, but stupid. You can be knowledgeful, but you don't know how to apply the knowledge that you learned or you acquired in school. That's why it's very important. It only becomes knowledge if you apply it in your daily life, in your community, in your workplaces, in your circles. That's the only time. And how do we keep on having knowledge? Is if we keep on adding value to ourselves, keep on learning, keep on reading. There's a lot of resource. Keep on listening to content, to interviews, to podcasts, to material, anything that is good that can make you a better person. I've always known myself as someone who's very inquisitive. Inquisitive in a sense, I like to learn. I love to learn, honestly. And I know I don't know everything. I know I don't know many things. So I have to keep up, keep learning. I keep reading. I keep listening to podcasts, interviews to these amazing people. And them sharing their life experiences always keeps me, I never live the same way. I always learn 1 or 2, 3 things. And when I talk to my friends and people that are very close to me, they say, actually, Jenny, you've grown, you're really smart. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not smart. I'm just inquisitive and I like to learn. So I have to keep learning. I have to keep adding value to myself, because if I don't add value, I'll become irrelevant. I'll be not useful to anybody. I'll not be able to hold a conversation with someone who's mature because there's nothing we have in common and there's nothing we can talk about. So right now, I am confident. I talk to mature people, very old people, by the way, people in their 60s, people in their 70s, and I hold very good conversations with them. And I love it because even when I'm holding conversation with them, I'm always asking questions. And that is something that I learned, that I realized that it's actually a skill of mine, that God made me like that. And I love it because it has helped me to learn so much. I love to listen from people, because when people are talking, you learn so much. There's always a lot of wisdom that they pass on you. There's always a lot of knowledge. There's always a lot of something to learn from. Instead of being the person who likes to dominate a conversation, you want to be the one to share, you want to be the one to speak, you want to be the one to, give examples, you want to be, like, you dominate the conversation literally. I'm actually a good listener. I love to listen. And back then, my friends would tell me, Jennifer, you're a good listener. That's why we tell you all our junk. But I realized that in those moments when I was so silent and I was listening to them, I was actually learning so much. I was learning so much. I was very intentional on learning. And so when I open my mouth to speak, I'm not bragging, but I speak sense, because I take time to learn and I take time to listen. And it's one of those skills that are going to take you a mile so far away. And so I thought I would come on and just share that with people, my content, with people in my video, that you have to keep learning. You have to keep being relevant in society. And the only way you can keep being relevant is if you keep adding something, add value to yourself. You're like a product. If you don't add value to a product, it's not needed. It's not on demand. Give an example, like there could be a shop, like two shops selling the same thing, but the packaging is different. So definitely someone who knows value will go for a better packaging than someone who doesn't. That's a product that is not well packaged. But it's the same product, the same ingredients, same everything, but the packaging and how the person is willing to sell the product. So that is we are products, but we will all speak the same thing, probably speak the same language, but it all comes out differently because of how we package it. Yeah, so if you don't have knowledge or wisdom to give, even when you start to speak, people are just bored. I realized that I would start to talk at work, and maybe we're in a gathering, or we are like, and everyone would it would be so silent. At the time, I didn't know why, but I realized that it's the way I speak that draws people closer, and that draws people's attention. Because I've learned the art of communication, and I'm still learning. I'm not perfect, but I have learned the art of communication and how to package my words well. And you have to be very sensitive on what kind of age groups are you talking about. When I'm talking to young people, of course I have to be in the same level. When I'm talking to mature people, I have to also package my words differently, so that is also an art. You need to learn how to communicate, but then also you need to learn that you can only be relevant if you continue to add value to yourself. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've picked something. And please share in the comments what you've picked, and how do you stay relevant in society? How do you keep up with the competition, with what we face? Like, how do you keep up being relevant in the day-to-day age right now? If you're new, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not new, thank you once again for stopping by, for coming by, for watching the content. Please share with your friends or someone that you know can be inspired, can love the content, and can grow with us. And until next time, take care, stay blessed. Bye.